Oh my gosh, we're live. Okay, so yeah, this is actually the first video, I mean, doing it live in front of everyone. So we'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Anne, and
I'm Christian.
this is Christian. So I decided that we would come up with this interesting video where we get to talk about either his life or my life, but I think the star of this afternoon, it's still afternoon. This afternoon is Christian, and by the way, if you guys didn't know, we are living right now in Davao City, here in the Philippines. So obviously, we look like Asians, yes. Yeah, girl, we look like Asians. So basically, what I'm going to do is ask Christian some questions about his life. And yeah, okay. So we'll start with tell us something about you.
So I'm 23 right now, and I'm enjoying my life as of today. But if you want to hear my backstory, it's not like Cinderella or being Snow White. There's no happily ever after that feeling rather. Alright. So let's start this way. Ever since that I born, I'm not um, a regular person, like not a healthy person, because I was born having heart disease, and it was.
What do you mean? Like what kind of
I have
heart
a
disease?
congenital heart disease, which means that my artery or the blood vessels having a mixture of red blood and white blood cells that it may jeopardize my health.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I experienced a lot of disease. Like I'm having an early primary complex when I was 3 years old, I believe. Yes, it's like a tuberculosis in adult, and I keep asking my mom that why is it that every day I'm having a cough that never stops. I feel that even though that I'm so energetic,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel that there's something that's bothering me a lot, which is my cough. And I'm having my maintenance for 6 months, that medicine. And after that, when I was 6 years old and a half, my mom decided to go abroad.
Oh, so your mom went overseas?
Yes, overseas in Japan
Wow.
to work to save up some money for my operation. And after that, while she's in Japan, I had my surgery in Manila. And after that, um, in Manila, I don't exactly remember where. Like, yeah, it's in Philippine Heart Center.
Mm.
In Philippine Heart Center with me and my dad, and also with my aunt during that time. I never wonder what's been happening to me before until I realized it today that I'm a sickful person. Like I'm so sick that needs to be treated well, like around people.
How did you feel at first when you realized that you had this condition? Like I'm sure the emotions that you had were so overwhelming to the point where I'm sure you were beyond depressed. If not depressed, maybe you felt like this reason, what's my purpose? Because you probably felt like you were really down. You felt so helpless.
Yes, the fact that you said that I've been abstaining all the things I never enjoy my elementary days, my high school days. But the thing is, I have my friends before, like they used to treat me as normal. And later on, when I have my surgery done, I feel that I'm better. I have a current disease, which is my gout. It's a type of arthritis that a lot of uric acid in the body, especially it has a lot of Calcifications in my joints,
Hmm.
and as you can see here, like this is like my hands deformed.
Your finger, your thumb. Mm.
Yeah. And this is the first time I show it to the public, which means that I'm not scared anymore to show it to everyone.
Right.
Because I overcome and accepted who I am today. Yeah. And a lot of people help me to lift myself up, even though that I'm kind of depressed as of now, but the people really trying to lift me up uh, every time, even a bit. And I pray to the Lord, most probably. I think He's one of my strengths because without Him, I'm nothing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what qualities do you have that makes you stand out?
Good question. Because I never think to myself that I am sick person. I never think about that. I feel that I am a person with a regular life.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
You're so
I
like
never
positive.
think that I'm not sick. I'm equal. We have brain, we have a mouth.
Shh.
But the thing is, I am unique, and that's what makes me special. Yeah, like everyone else did and have. Yeah. Mm, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
So, if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
What it, uh,
Okay, I'll give you time.
yeah, I could describe myself. Uh, mm, bed, like a bed, because bed describes me that I am a person, symbolizes that I'm what do you call this? I'm in the bed, which means that uh,
It's okay to take your time.
I'm, I don't know if it's a bed or a room that is empty. Yeah,
Hmm.
a room that is empty that needs to have a lot of things that needs to be put. For example, if I don't have any bedrooms, I will find a bed to get the bedroom. Like it's like a milestone for me. Like I overcome things. If I overcome things, if I will get something on it, I will put it in the room. That symbolizes me. I am a person that needs to have a bridge to walk on. That's how I think to myself because it's not. I'm a person who really depends on everyone, but I'm trying to be independent as soon as possible because you didn't know what will happen in the future, right? Like what will happen to me or what will happen to you and all of us. It's like an empty room that needs to be filled a lot of things, which is those things symbolizes my experience. And I think I have a lot of it, like a lot of it during the time. Even though that I'm 23 years old, I think I experience a lot that needs uh, a lot of things that needs to be worked on. Even though that I'm not old enough to experience those things, but that's how life is.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So, you're a room.
You're a room. You're an empty room.
Mm.
But now I am in a room with full of things, like full of accessories, full of furnitures.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you could travel to a different country,
Mhm.
where would you go?
Like what? Like how many countries will I
Just
go?
Yeah,
One,
just any country. Which one do you have in mind?
Japan,
Okay, why?
because I think Japan signifies great things for me because that is the reason why that my mom worked there. My mom works there, and there is someone who help her to help me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I really want to meet that person. We have lost connection with that person. We have the number, but it's still ringing. I really want to meet him someday. I want to meet him because I want to thank for everything that he done to me. Like it's like giving you another chance of living.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow. So he's like it's like a blessing in disguise.
yeah,
He, God used him as an instrument
yes,
to help you.
yeah, exactly.
If you could, let's say, if you were given a chance to be someone for a day, who would that person be?
My mom,
Because,
because she is a person that has full of humility
mm,
and even the lot of struggles that happened to her, she overcome it with a smile. Without you cannot hear her nagging and telling things that full of negativity, which is what I have at least for now. I really want to be like her. I really want to have a full positivity or being an optimistic person.
right.
Yeah, I want to be like my mom.
Okay. So if you could live her life for a day, you would be your mom.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's it, you guys. So that's a little bit about Christian, and his story is actually very inspiring. And not everyone can understand how he feels, like his what he's going through physically. Not not even me can fully understand or comprehend the pain. It's not easy to have what do you call it again? Um, what's the word, Christian?
Mm,
How do you call it? Your condition? It's not easy to have the heart. What do you call it? Heart, it's not heart failure. It's what do you call it again?
I don't know. Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know? What's the name for it? It's like a. You said it was like arthritis, but it's a different form of arthritis.
Yeah. But what I'm feeling right now is I'm having a chronic disease, which is a very long time been suffering this one.
So it's chronic.
Chronic, yeah. Chronic
Okay.
disease.
So it's not easy, and I'm sure everyone battles with something every day. It doesn't have to be in the physical.
Mhm.
You know, pain can be in different forms. It can be of heartbreak, or it could be um, there's a battle in the mind. Not everyone can overcome their fears. You know, but here we are.
Like we have a lot of fears in life. Like,
Yeah,
have a lot
we
of
do.
fears in life.
We have a lot of insecurities. A lot of people tend to think that they're not in. They think that they can't compete, or they can't live their lives to the fullest because they are disabled, or they think that they're
Handicap.
not handicapped. They're not physically, what the media wants. There are ways, or there are different forms of beauty. It doesn't have to be because of the norm, or what culture, what our society says or thinks is beautiful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We tend to be filled with insecurity because we tend to focus on what other people say and what other people think of us instead of seeing the beauty within. And you will always realize by the end of the day that, people come and go, but as long as you have mind, heart, soul, and spirit, you got yourself together. If you know who you are as a person, I believe that you can survive anything. Like you don't have to have someone's approval. You don't have to have someone's, like, you don't have to please everybody. I've been in that journey of like trying to fit in and trying to make people like you and trying to make people understand, who you are. But the thing is, no, not everyone's going to understand because they are not in your shoes. People will probably question and wonder why you are who you are or what you are. Sometimes they try to label and just come up with a description to define you.
Yeah.
However, they cannot define you because you're still writing your story. You're still figuring out who you are as a person. So there are people out there, I'm sure, who are struggling, and there are people out there having a hard time. They're struggling. They're trying to make ends meet. They struggle financially. Some people struggle, trying to make people like them. I mean, it's a case-to-case basis. We can't judge other people because they battle with something, You battle with pain. And I battle with, well, it could be bills or it could be
Financial.
It could be, in the financial aspect of life. It could be just trying to understand people and trying to also help myself, because that's the kind of person that I am. I tend to, I'm a fixer, I like to fix things. And what frustrates me is when I can't fix it. I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist. I've been called that a lot of times, but not to the degree of like I lose all senses and I get all crazy because I'm a perfectionist and there are no room for mistakes. I'm quite a perfectionist when it comes to myself. I tend to set a high standard for myself, and that's something that I battle with because if I mess up, I tend to think about what did I do wrong, and like, oh my goodness, I'm not good enough because I messed up, or my mind would be filled with so many things that would pull myself down. So I actually don't have any issues with other people, but that's the thing. When it comes to myself, I'm such a, like, I'm a critic, I tend to judge myself so harshly. And I just have to remember, okay, it's okay to commit mistakes. You just learn from those things. And sometimes we just stress so much on things that then we forget that we're a work in progress.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, it's not the end of the story. We're not even close to the climax of our life.
Well, I like that. We're not even close to the climax of our life.
Yeah, it's not even close. So we need to work it out. And what is ahead of us, we need to, like, thriving or fought for it. Like, we give our all and with full confidence. Yeah.
Right. So that's it, you guys. If you want to know more about Christian and if you like his, if you want to say hi to him, or if you want, you can just leave comments below. If there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, we're here. So yeah, we're here in Davao City. We're here in the Philippines. It's a third world country, but it's a country.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, yeah, because we are actually proud of this beautiful country. And next time around, we can talk about other things because the highlight of tonight is Christian. By the way. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll be back. I'll be back with more stories for y'all. Bye.
Bye. See you.
That's so beautiful.